Hello, welcome to another episode here of our developer stream at World of Tanks. I'm here with Mr. Bam. How you doing, Bam?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Tankz0rz, and how is everyone else?
Fantastic. We were just chatting a little bit about something that we caught on chat here in stream. You wanna tell us, Mr. Bam, what you saw?
Sure. Yeah, I caught it. Grouch first mentioned it, like, the stream's starting an hour early? Yeah, us silly Americans here have our daylight savings adjusted our. Actually, funny story, very much related. I do typically feel like on any sort of spring forward, fall back when we change our clocks, I always feel like at least to me, there's always enough notification and awareness of it coming up. And so the night before, man, I'm going to lose an hour of sleep or gain an hour of sleep, whatever. This did not happen even for me over this weekend. So waking up on Sunday, our phones, of course, are smart enough to auto update themselves. But I'm walking around the house, my stove, my microwave, everything else is saying a different time. It was just in that moment I realized, there goes an hour of my day.
Like,
an hour of everyone's day. I shouldn't be selfish.
Like, what happened overnight? Yeah, no, we had daylight savings, and I believe EU does it next week, something like that. I don't know. Chat could correct me if I'm wrong, but anyways, we're here. We're here to talk about things all related to tanks. So why don't we go ahead and jump right in, Mr. Bam here?
Sure thing. Well, just a reminder for this week's updates, of course, and the past couple weeks, we've been running our Dune collab events, of course, and the newly released Wind of Arrakis tank. This is the Tier 8 medium tank. Hopefully you guys had a chance to either check it out yourselves or see it rolling around in the battles yourselves. This does come with a special visual effect resembling a kind of bluish shield around the tank anytime it receives a hit. Worth noting, this is very much a visual aesthetic effect only. There is no actual additional barrier spaced armor effect about it by any means. Just a little bit of added Dune fun to our tanks here.
Listen, I thought that the tank had futuristic shields protecting them from all their shots. I guess I was mistaken, huh?
Just the real armor underneath.
Okay.
The Wind of Arrakis also comes equipped with auto siege mechanics. This allows the tank to gain additional gun depression as well as elevation anytime you're traveling traveling below 15 kilometers per hour and equipped with a large 120 millimeter gun. It does fire fairly slowly, but it hits hard and is not that accurate if you are on the move. So sit still, sit tight when engaging enemies, and make the most of its gun depression and its accuracy. And nice. Yes, I just wanted to point out Tokyo Batman waiting for that discount. Yeah, we'll actually get there in just a second here. We'll talk about the community challenge and how we're doing, right?
It's always nice having a little bit more, gun depression or elevation too. It's always like just a little bit lower than you get, Well, with this tank you can, so.
I often fall. I get very aggressive when I just can't get the right gun depression. Mm-hmm. If I'm sitting on top of a cliff or in a higher elevation, I will teeter on that edge. You ever get into that position where your treads are half off, half on, and your tank is literally just back and forth a little bit? You're like, it's fine. Tell your crew just like, everybody lean back, keep the weight in the back of the chassis. Yeah,
that's funny.
In addition, with our Dune content that released, we have various 2D commanders, including Beast Raban, the Harkonnen Soldier, Gurney Halleck, Fremen Soldier, and a Sardaukar Warrior. Here we have them up on screen now.
All new fancy 2D commanders here for your little collections.
Did you get a chance to see the new Dune movie yet?
I have not yet, but I will be going this weekend, perhaps.
You are? Okay.
No spoilers, please.
Where's my invite, Tankz0rz? I didn't get to see it yet. I want to see the sandworms.
Or maybe we'll go see sandworms this weekend. We'll see.
By the way, did anybody put the garage gear sandworm into your own garage. We do have it on sale in the store, and it is pretty epic. I should have grabbed a screenshot of it.
Should toss it into our Discord chat and have KB send it over my way. Maybe we'll show one off on stream.
Do a little garage showcase. I can already see Petty, an army of sandworms. It's either Petty or it's going to be Goliath Games. I feel like you guys are in competition for excessive use of awesome garage gear.
Well, that'd be crazy, just having them all in your garage, like around your tank.
They all roar too.
Yeah.
Okay, really quick. Yeah, speaking of commanders, after the small tangent, of course, 3D commander, we have, of course, Beast Raban himself also present as a 3D commander that is available in our store. Here he is on screen now.
I love the armor he's wearing.
Very intimidating with the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
You can see a face behind the visor.
Means business.
He means serious Dune business. Okay, but what is any sort of big IP collaboration and big featured content that we have in the game without its community challenge, of course? You guys have already been going through this at a very fast pace. I was trying to look for a better adjective for it, but that's what I came up with. We have a community challenge that was split into 3 parts. You guys, as a community, have already progressed through the Adapt, the Rise, and right now we are on part 3 for the Revolt. Each stage that you guys complete will add on a 15% discount onto the Wind of Arrakis tank, as it were, with a total of 45%. So right now, if you guys are kind of teetering on whether or not to pick up the tank, you can get it for 30% off right now. But maybe give it some time if you're willing to be patient. We can make it to the end of this challenge and find it in store for the 45% discount. All we have to do is earn that 17.5 million points. Earning points can be done by earning 25,000 silver in any given battles, playing battles on desert maps, and with stage-specific challenges. And in addition, some of the other rewards that you can earn as part of this challenge include the Harkonnen Emblem, the Sardaukar Warrior, the HMH Huntsman Centurion, plus many more goodies. And currently, I had to hop into the live game just to kind of see where we are at currently on this. And you guys on stage 3 Revolt, we are at 1.7 million points out of the 17.5, with still 17 days to go. So even if we just hit 1 million points a day, we'll get that discount. We will get there.
This is where I come in and I rally our community. Come on, everyone, we could do this. 3 days. We got this in 3 days.
Yeah, what do you think? By next Friday, we'll probably be a wrap?
End of Sunday. End of Sunday, we got this.
End of Sunday?
End of Sunday.
Okay.
Mark my words.
Mark my words. All right, and that is our Dune content. Fantastic. Up next, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. I don't know about you, Tankz0rz. I got some Irish blood in myself here, so I need to pay a visit to the Chicago and see the dyeing of the river. Believe it or not, I have never seen it. I've seen the postmortem of the green starting to fade away into the river, but never the actual event of dyeing the river itself. But if you guys haven't checked it out already, into our store tab, we have new DLC war chests for St. Paddy's Day, the Lucky War Chests. Inside, these will include various 2D commanders, such as fan favorites like Trolls, Puka, Fairy Queen, and St. Patrick himself. Also includes some garage gear, including a very St. Paddy's Day appropriate garage gear, the nuke, apparently. Not why not? I don't know. A Tiger 1 turret under repair, or the 60 TP under repair workstations. And if you're very lucky, you can also get some gold in that pot of war chest.
I just looked it up because I was curious about the river here. It says, yeah, they dyed green the Saturday before each St. Patrick's Day, so
So tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep.
And in addition, you'll be the luckiest tanker we ever did see. And you can get one of the following tanks in the Lucky War chest, including the KV-4 KTTS, T41E1, or the Kampfpanzer 07RH, or the Object 907. And then in addition, we do have some other bundles and chests ongoing as well, including the Banshee Comet bundle in the store. And a refresh on our Commander War chests. More commanders, and will your luck continue after the Lucky War chests? You too might get one of our new 2D commanders, like the Sears or Izanagi. Or will you be lucky enough and even get a drop of a 3D commander like Leana or the War Wolf? So check them out in our War Chest category into our store tab today, tomorrow, as your time allows. Stevie Cakes, Irish bomb is OP. I have been to Ireland way back in high school. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful country. We got to stay in a castle for a few nights too.
You stayed in the castle? We
stayed in a castle. Wow. It was an experience, I will tell you that. Why can't I remember the name of it? I remember we got to visit the Bunratty, but this was the... It's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm going back like 20 years here. It'll come back to me maybe.
That's amazing. It's actually amazing.
I am not an Irish king. I'm just an Irish lad. Anyway, moving right along. So we're also celebrating this week our fellow canines, our lovely pets and dogs. Canine Veterans Day has come. And you too can earn your own German Shepherd in a new challenge op. This is a bonus 2-step chain, the Canine Veteran 1 and 2. You can get yourself Canine Corpse emblems, as well as the German Shepherd garage gear to add to your garage, who's very fully animated and full of personal barks, whimpers, and you name it. And all you have to do is... For step 1 is earn 10,000 or more XP in any number of battles. And then step 2 to unlock the German Shepherd garage gear. Here we have them up on screen now. Earn 45,000 XP in any number of battles. This will be available for both multiplayer and co-op modes, both in Cold War and World War II, and unlockable one time per account. And then in addition, we cannot forget, of course, a very obvious tank and 2D commander. We have the Rudy tank and Tankz0rz Jan Kos available in a bundle in the store.
Yeah, I got a little submission here from KB.
Oh.
And this is courtesy from one of our community contributors, and I believe their name is Dr. Cuervo. So let's take a look at we got a little sandworm.
Oh, hold on, I gotta open up my screen a little bit more.
He's in the back.
There he is. That's actually pretty much where I have my sandworm placed. I mean, it's huge. You need to have a very far back camera to kind of see him over there.
Awesome.
An enormous monstrosity.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll have to get some footage of that next week. And yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, we have a Discord channel. Please check it out for Garage Showcase. Our very own systems designer, Nick G, is often in there checking out your guys' submissions and your content, your screenshots. And then KB, maybe we can set up for next week a Garage Showcase showing off what new content layouts people may have. Dune, if it's Dune content or otherwise, we won't specify if it has to be a certain theme. Let's just see what you guys have, and we'll get you showcased next week. Okay, really quick, one last thing on the Canine Veterans Day. Giveaways. Very appropriate. We were talking about the Rudy tank and the Tankz0rz and Jan Kos being in the store. Let's start a giveaway here. We'll announce our winners toward the end of the stream. One lucky winner one lucky winner for the chance to win the T3485 Rudy with a set of dog camouflages that will be available to apply one for each camo environment.
You know the deal. Go ahead and click on the link in chat and you'll be eligible for all of our giveaways today. And make sure you give us your Wargaming ID, which includes the console that you play on. So Tankz0rz-X or P for PlayStation.
Fantastic. And stay tuned. We do have one more giveaway announcement today. We'll get to there shortly. And winners announced toward the end. All right. Sorry. Just saw Sinister's comment. Tankz0rz, body pillow. When?
Listen, it'd be too hairy. I don't think you want one of those. It'd be uncomfortable.
No, he's asking for a friend, clearly.
Oh, okay.
That's not for him. It's not.
Soon TM then. We'll give him that one.
All right. Moving right along here. So we had another tank announcement that came out just this past Tuesday. Hopefully you guys also had a chance to at least check it out a little bit or maybe see it rolling around in the battlefield. The Leopard 2 KWS-3 Mark III. This is a Western affiliation Era 3 heavy tank equipped with a 140 millimeter. Doesn't care how thick your armor might be, penetration dealing a solid 700 damage per shot. With its turret and hull covering composite armor, reducing the effectiveness of even ATGMs, and has a high 65% silver earn bonus, which makes it a very good prime earner tank. Here we have it up on screen now. So this is in our store in bundles as of this week.
And this little tank here has the gun offset, so it's not in the center. It's actually
a little bit different, right?
Yeah, we're talking about it last week a little bit with Jukes, and we're just mentioning that it might be cool to like side scrape with it, with maybe peeking out the corner a little bit. I don't know what the professionals are doing out there, but it seems pretty cool to me.
You got to be very got to keep very mindful of whether or not you're side scraping with objects, more on your left or more on your right. The pro players will know how to take the best advantage of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, another returning fan favorite challenge op, we have the Dream Machines. I actually don't recall the last time we ran this one, but I feel like it's been quite a while. And with all the original nations back as well, you can earn points in the Dream Machines challenge by coming in just the top 10 XP earners of your team. And then you get to trade those points in for various tank goodies. You can trade in for just a modest 450 points. You can apply that toward a Tier 5 M4A2 E4 Sherman tank, if that's one that you don't currently have in your collection. For 650 points, you can apply this toward the Tier 6 Decker Max. For 850 points, one of my favorites, the Tier 8 T26E4 Super Pershing. And then for 1,000 points, this can be applied to pick up the Tier 8 FE4202P, plus many more options. Up next, we have a returning contract that also, I think it just came out this past week or maybe the week before. But the mercenary tank, the Ramrod, if anyone was looking for that one or asking about that as an upcoming mercenary contract tank. So check that out in your challenges tab. Check out the contracts category and assign that contract if this is one you want to work toward.
I believe we also have another premium tank on sale as well, right?
We do have one more premium tank. That is the Shrimp TVP 100, also available in our premium store. Check it out.
Very nice, very nice.
And that is a wrap on the Doom content, the St. Patty's content, the war chests, the Dream Machines op, and the Leopard 2 KWS-3 that we just all came out in the past week or so. Where's that take us, Tankz0rz?
I think that takes us to our little trade-in event that we have.
Oh, wait a second. I'm being corrected here. You are right. I believe the Shrimp TVP 100 is a premium contract.
Mm-hmm.
I misread the formatting.
The
Thank you,
next
Grelsch. Thank you, Grelsch.
next week we also have some trading event here. We are eligible to get a couple of tanks here. Do you want to read them off, Mr. Bam?
Sure thing. Yes, we will have the official portal article releasing after today's stream with all the details. And tanks that you can trade in will include the Iron Rain, the Gisor 1008, or Gisor, the Skoda T56, and the M50 Antos.
Awesome.
Coming on Tuesday. I see what you did there, Tankz0rz. That was a very nice gradual reveal of the tanks. We also have a brand new event mode starting on Tuesday, the Conquer the Desert. This will start on Tuesday and run a full week. This is a Tier 8 encounter mode for World War II, a 7v7 10-minute match that will be restricted to just light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks, and TDs. Sorry, artillery, not this round. For all nations, and it will be designated to a fine rotation of desert maps only, including Sand River, Hellfire Pass, Airfield, El Halouf, Steppes, and Ghost Town. Respawns are disabled, but there will also be bots available in there as well. In addition to the event battle, we also have a challenge coinciding along with it, and this coincides and helps you guys earn those community points toward the Revolt Dune Community Challenge, simply by earning 2,000 or more XP in any number of battles as part of the Conquer the Desert event. Specifically in the Conquer the Desert event battles, let me specify that, will gain you additional points toward the Dune Community Challenge. So check that out. Like I said, it's a full week challenge starting on Tuesday.
Awesome. I think, oh, go ahead. It's almost giveaway time.
All good. Also, next week on Tuesday, we have various Tier 8 tech tree sales, 30% off. Various 25% off sales off of equipment pieces. And then final call. If you guys, as part of our big 10-year anniversary, we released the new 4 gold only celebration war chests in our war chests category in the store. This is going to be sitting in this will be available in game for just one more week. Check it out. Again, this is a 4 gold only war chest with excellent tank, a lot of tank options in there in the drops. We provide the drop tables for you guys in the UI on the screen. So 1 week left. Check it out. See if you got a chance at some of those high chase item tanks in there. And that is a wrap up of next Tuesday's content. So I did see someone ask any new next season hints. Sinster. Oh no, Dart Swinger. Not yet. Just a little bit too soon. But the new season, believe me, is right around the corner. Before we go on to the shoutouts category, let's kick off another giveaway. If we can put the link in here one more time for the players, and especially for any of those of you that may have just joined in the stream a little bit late here. As per usual, Tankz0rz, take it away if you want to throw the link in, and then I'll announce what is the other item we are giving away.
Sure thing. Here's the link one more time.
Excellent.
Go ahead and enter in your Wargaming ID, and you'll be eligible for giveaways.
Excellent. The next lineup item, in addition to the Rudy T-34, we will be giving away one Batchat Borask, the Tier 8 French premium tank, to one lucky user. And we'll come back to that after our Q&As. All right, Tankz0rz, want to take us away into the next segment here?
Sure thing. Our next section here is everyone's favorite shout out time. So let me go ahead and jump straight into that.
All right. And as usual, with our battle feats and shoutouts, all the users that get their shoutouts this week, or every week, I should say, will be receiving private war chests automatically added to your accounts.
Alrighty. At the top.
From the top, the Wind of Arrakis, our new Dune tank. We have T-Man 0030 with max damage dealt in a single battle of 7,969. Congrats to you. We have all 145 AD with max combined assisted damage in a single battle of 7,244. Up next, we have Dormant Ethel 94, max damage blocked of 5,765 in a single battle. And lastly, Super Delicio 843, who crested a total distance of 6,995 meters in a single battle. Congratulations. And coming down the list for our medal showcase, also in the Wind of Arrakis, we have Servan Khoi and Muad'Dib 1916, who both earned the Nicholas Medal, awarded for destroying 4 or more enemy vehicles at least 2 tiers higher in a medium tank. And then lastly, we have Ando 79 and Ice 26 Man, who earned the Kalabanov's Medal, awarded to players who stand alone against 5 or more enemy tanks and win. And then last but not least, our battle feat milestones, users who have hit amazing numbers of battles in our game. Let's kick it off here at the 100,000th mark here. First up, we have Hellfire for you, Swens75, Taikatu, Jukarsicle, Jukar Kissel. That one I butchered. Apologies. And Stratege 11. Congratulations. Welcome to 100,000 milestone club. At 110,000 battles, we have Samurai Kura. At 120,000 battles, we have Legio Morte. And at the astounding 170,000 battles, I feel like we've seen this guy before on here. Hitman PC, congratulations. Astounding number of battles. And what is it we say, everybody?
That's a lot of battles.
That's amazing.
That is a lot of battles. Congratulations to everyone. And yeah, I believe we've probably seen his name when he was at 100K or something like that. And now we saw him at 170. So congratulations to everyone. And sit tight. You'll be getting your goodies auto magically.
I'm actually curious now. When was the last time we had Hitman PC on here? And shout out if you're in the chat, sir or ma'am. Be very curious. How quickly are you going up the ladder here?
They're doing it. They're doing it.
Even just doing 10,000 battles at a time. Astounding. I'd be curious in that time what the time frame was.
When are we seeing his 200K battles? Soon? We'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
I need to see the cadence. If he was able to get 70,000 battles, maybe in just the past 6 months, then yeah, he'll be hitting that 200K.
No problemo. Alrighty. It's time for our weekly Q&As. Why don't we go ahead and kick this thing off right here? Are you ready, Mr. Bam?
Let's get into the Q&As. Yes.
All right. In my garage, the order of nations listed is USA, UK, Germany, France, USSR. But the filter list order of the nations are not in the same order. Is there any plans to address this issue here?
So technically right now, as of this speaking, no current plans, but very astute observation. The filter list itself can certainly use a whole slew of improvements, of course. It was also pointed out that the tier list in the filters also show tiers 1 through 6, and then tier 7 through 10 at the very bottom. That is something the UI UX team is aware of, but also just the ordering of the nations, I think, does make a lot more sense that there's parity between your tank reel itself in the garage. So we'll get a ticket. We'll talk with our UX UI team and get that sorted out sometime into the future.
Next question here. Is it possible to add a reloading stopwatch to the interface for weapons that is not active? So tanks that have multiple gun systems, as example, a reload timer would help me to navigate when to switch in advance to fire a shot.
Right. So with the as all of you guys might know that checked out the bifurcated dual gun tanks, right? We decided to go in a direction that had an updated reticle that better informed the player as to when each of your barrels are loaded. It was very important for us to deliver on that for those mechanics, just for the strategic gameplay that the dual barrels are meant to deliver. And it was very well received by you, the community, with having that HUD information present on there without it being like, without adding any extra like clutter on there. It still kept everything clean and precise. You were able to deal the damage and know exactly when your barrels are loaded or not. So taking in a lot of that feedback and consideration, I should also note that much of the dual barrel work was built up from the secondary weapon systems themselves. That's kind of where the base foundation started, with intent that the secondary weapon systems, both for like multi-turret guns, or I'm sorry, multi-turreted tanks, other tanks with smaller caliber secondary weapons, etc. There was intent to have better reload indicators for all of those different fashions. And this actually is a conversation I've had with our UX designer on the team. So it's things that we are aware of and we want to improve. There's just what is a good, consistent language and communication that will become familiar to the players, from going from a dual barrel gun to a multi-turret tank, without over cluttering things, right? When you have some tanks that have 3 guns on there or something. So plans in the future, we don't currently have a milestone deliverable on it, but the teams are aware on it.
Awesome. Next question here is, do we have any plans to add a filter to the profile tank stats tab? It takes a lot of time to navigate it when they're trying to search through it, and they would like a filter system similar to like how we have in the garage.
Yes, there is certainly a plan. Actually, hold on. I'm taking a look at this. We have an active task ticket, and there will be changes coming in this year. So more profile stat tab and tank stat improvements coming this year.
Awesome. Next question here. World War II tech tree line coming next. What are we looking forward here?
Well, during our celebrations announcement, we did mention that a World War II tech tree line would be coming just this April, just around the corner. We won't be able to share just any details yet of what specific line that might be, but as per usual, as we get closer to any given date or new season launch, perhaps, more details will be coming in the very near future.
Next question here is, any plans for the Banana Buster contract to return? Adding an event for the national. Can you can you move your little cursor there?
Oh, whoops. That's funny.
Do we have any plans to add an event for a national day of each country in the game?
So the Banana Buster contract, no plans currently. It's still a ways out as we kind of juggle and space out a lot of our different mercenary tanks and premium tanks between the contracts that we do release. So no dates that we can give at this time. But in regards to National Day holidays for each of the countries, we do our best to make sure we give it awareness and acknowledgement to different nations and celebrate where we can. But there are also a lot of conflicting holidays, or even our own internal big events and IP collaborations that do run various weeks. So we try our best to make sure we space these out. We don't try to overlap. And there are certain things that we have to really commit to and kind of stick with the game plan on those certain events. So just know more details and other considerations for other holidays that we want to support can be something we add into the game into the future.
Excellent. Next question.
Really quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Really quick, because this put a smile on my face. SWFC Ricardo right after we asked about what's the next World War II tank line coming out. He's like, that was asked years ago. There's always new World War II tank lines coming out, right?
Right. Next question here. Oh, what was it?
What an age-old question.
Oh, definitely. It's like I like when people ask me, it's like, hey, what's coming down the pipes? You know, what's coming down the pipes? And I say, more tanks. Yeah.
More tanks. Actually, another one that just caught my eye, because this is kind of hot off the presses in a certain way. Grausch. Any update progress to the PBRS, the post-battle results screen, with ribbons and medals popping all at the same time, like the old bam, 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 right?
I think we went over that.
Happy to state that I also had a very good conversation with our UX designer, and we mulled over it quite a bit. And there are no dates, no promises, but there's a lot of energy and excitement behind it, and ongoing discussions, investigations are happening. And I'll leave it at that.
Awesome. Good to hear. All right. Next question here. Have you tried AI bots, and how far are we from seeing those type of improvements?
Have we tested AI bots?
Have we tested AI bots?
Yeah. A very important distinction. Okay. Have we ever tested AI bots? Bots are tested every day. And even more so by myself, as well as my design team, we have our very own daily play tests. And while we have some play tests that are larger scale, we get more of the studio, more devs and various departments involved as well to fill out the lobbies. We also have daily play tests that is just amongst the design team. And of course, we're not going to fill out the entire 30 user roster. So yes, we're always play testing and having bots in there. But there's a few things I want to make note about, our AI and bots, because hey, we see a lot of issues and behavior that's like, oh, why is that bot doing there? Did he just slip it down into the water or something? We understand there's always improvements and ways that can change the way bots behave and interact with players and in the battlefield. We have a very intelligent AI engineer who's always on a seasonal basis. There's always improvements happening to our bots, adding new rules, new behaviors, how they engage with both the players and other bots and the objectives. There's so many different. It branches out in so many different ways in terms of the bots have to understand, like, they're a light tank and they have to play different roles into the battlefield and understand certain areas of the map, how they can use cover in certain ways. But there's a very important thing I want to stress here, and at least inform you guys a little bit about. We have what is called the AI oversight. This is more or less the dungeon master of the game, where this thing actually tracks and knows all the movements, the positionings, the actions that you, the players, as well as the bots, are at any given time in the map. The job of this AI oversight is just to see where is the battle happening, where are players, and a lot of that, the AI oversight assigns every bot their role, their area of assignment to patrol, and find enemies or objective points to engage with. And also select bots to kind of accompany and help players. If some players are kind of going out on their own in different directions or something, bots will try to stick together and group up, typically in groups of 3, to help aid other players and even other bots to help the most coverage in a map that they can make. Now, from a user's perspective, I know you guys see things and you say, make the bots smarter, right? You see certain behaviors. Thing is, with the AI oversight and the understanding that this is a rule or a dungeon master that knows your positioning everywhere, the bots are actually tuned in a way where we have to not make them, absolute perfect tank terminators. It was a thing when early on prototyping the bots themselves, they will know where the players are at and beeline it just for you. Their aim time, their accuracy, everything can be very near perfect. And so a lot of the tuning that our AI engineering goes through is to make sure they are closer to a player behavior standpoint. You guys might recall, like, this was definitely an issue that we had in Cold War with the True Vision mechanics. And a lot of you, the players, with True Vision, you know that you can take advantage in certain situations and certain maps to kind of take a far shot at a non-detected enemy tank, right? This was something that we did allow for the bots at the get-go, because that was also a relatable player behavior, that they would see or be able to know that there was a target way out in the distance. But you, the players, and your feedback, it was a very frustrating kind of experience to have a lot, when there's a lot of bots out there, perhaps, they might all be targeting the first user who gets like within True Vision range, right? So that was something that we had to dial back. Same with the smoke consumables. You, the players, will sometimes take fire through the smoke, acknowledging that you might be able to hit a user behind it. This was behavior we tried to replicate with the bots themselves. We did hit some bugs and some hitches along the way. And over time, just to kind of address the frustration and feeling like the smoke consumables, from a perception standpoint, wasn't doing its job to conceal, we had to dial back the efficacy of the bots to accurately, pinpoint the players in there. So I know that's a lot to digest all at once, but just know the AI, you guys see it, we see it internally, and we always provide the feedback to our AI engineer, and the updates are always routinely coming into the game, day over day, week over week.
In short, like our user here, Tankz0rz said, the bots are becoming self-aware.
They might already be self-aware.
Awesome. I don't know about that being awesome, but awesome. Next question here. Is there a chance for a non-skinned version of the Tier 9 Cobra T-54 American heavy tank in the near future?
So let's discuss this one a little bit. There are no plans currently to even consider a non-skinned version of it. In general, we understand from a player feedback point of view that oftentimes when we introduce a new premium tank, that's more or less another copy of another tank that doesn't have much in terms of stat changes. Not often a very popular tank that players want to go toward. In certain respects, we do look at some tanks. I think the Cobra T-54 was an example in which we applied some changes unique to be more like a T-54E2 to make it stand out a little bit, right? But to create a different Cobra T-54 just without the skin itself, I do see this question come up from time to time, but it's not going to be standoutish from the already skinned version. So just kind of noting that there is no current plans. We try to avoid this as much as possible. There are particular occasions and circumstances where we may still release two tanks of the same stats, one painted and one not. But generally, we do what we can to avoid that when possible.
Next question here is mentioning PC removes certain tanks that don't fit the rest of their tech tree line. For example, the SU-122-54 and the 263 were dropped to tier 9, and the Object 430 was also dropped to tier 9. Do we have any plans as a console team to do anything similar to that?
We don't specifically take in a lot of PCs kind of gameplay and tuning changes into our game. Very much so, a lot of our tanks, as they get brought into our game, already go through specific tuning changes for our experience. The base stats and tuning does come from PC, but Plague, our lead vehicle designer, and our design team, through a lot of playtesting and usability, make our own specific to the WoT World of Tanks Modern Armor platform to make it unique. So to answer your question, because I know I get long-winded on these things, no, we are not. There's no plans to make specific changes as to what like PC's applying, but just know, like Max Chaos, he helms a lot of this Tankz0rz Reforged initiative. This is kind of our own approach, applying tuning changes in our wheelhouse. So you can always expect more lines and vehicles in the future to get some stat rework based in the Tank Reforge initiatives.
Sounds good. Next question here is when will we be getting a tier 10 premium light tank? There's not too many in that tier range, and this user would like to see a couple more.
No current plans in our roadmap in the near future, but just know there is certainly more premium light tanks of different tiers that are in fact on the schedule. No specifics that we can give at this time.
Next question here is, when will Twitch streamers for World of Tanks get some recognition or at least a spot on the community contributor / community ambassador? I know a few of the Twitch streamers that play World of Tanks have a great community and have done more gold giveaways than some of the current CCs and CAs put together.
Okay. So to be clear, we don't pick out our community contributors and community ambassadors specifically based on how they run their content and do their giveaways or how much they are giving away. We do have our own rules and criteria that is based around elements like unique content instead. We also don't take into account the platform where the content is published, as we do believe every creator should have equal opportunity.
Next question here is, can we have more animal war heroes? For example, we could have a warrior horse, a Shirami pigeon.
A pigeon?
Yeah, a pigeon. Let's see, a Sergeant Stubby dog. Ace out.
Ace out. I am not familiar with Shirami pigeon. I mean, is there interest in a pigeon? When we say animal war heroes, I'm making pure assumptions here. Are we talking about commanders? Do we want some animal war hero commanders? It's an interesting pitch. If there's interest in the user base for having a warrior horse, a pigeon, dogs, of course, we know those are very players love their cute animals. So certainly a consideration for Sergeant Stubby, but we can talk with the art and production team if that is something we can fit into the schedule.
There's cases here where they were used in historical events, right? Either like the pigeons, delivering messages and whatnot. So, but yeah, I see what they're saying. So,
OG Kalani, yes, more animal commanders. You heard it here, folks.
Oh, there you go.
We'll make it happen. Yeah, wait, Mashed IT, can you imagine a big 3D pigeon commander?
I like it. I'm down for it. You just hear in the garage.
The memes, dude. I have a very funny vision in my head right now.
Next question here is, can you please make the border of the maps a little bit more visible? Maybe bright neon-like colors instead of a black and white marker, and slightly wider. Let's see, something most likely transparent but slightly opaque, so they could see like the wall, like where the border is, right? So they don't have to like look at the floor. Do we have any plans to implement something like that?
We have been sitting on an improvement ticket for this for a while, and we had some tech art team kind of look into some ways of implementing this. That ticket is still open with a lot of other priorities. I know this thing has gotten kind of punted down the road a little bit. I can dig that up a little bit. I'll see if there's any movement on it. So all that being said, right now there's no current plans or deliverable rather that this is going to be happening, but the art team does have a ticket. We know this comes up and would love to see an improvement to the map borders. Really quick, going way back in the day, the map borders were in fact set up with just kind of a red line,
right?
Almost like a spray paint line onto the terrain itself.
They were like diagonal red lines, right, with like red and white alternating. I don't remember anymore.
No, if I recall, it was just like a solid red, kind of a brighter red too. It didn't have a glow by any means. But the reasoning we went with the checkerboard pattern was for players as an accessibility feature. Colorblind made it very difficult to discern the red against like a green grass terrain. So even for those players, it became a very problematic situation of not even seeing the border by any means.
Right.
Now, we all for an improvement. We understand that checkerboard is not delivering the experience to any player right now, and would love to see a better representation of a border wall. So just know there's a ticket. I'll try to follow up with the art team and see if that is something we could get into the schedule.
Awesome. Next question here. Would it be possible to adopt a clan scoring system similar to that which World of Tanks Blitz has, with clan missions and individual missions for clan members?
All things clan related are actively being discussed and brainstormed as of this year. We will have more updates to share with you guys on clans later this year. So thank you for the suggestion, and yeah, something about missions and personal missions and such. Like all these things are kind of in consideration.
Next question here is a UI related question / quality of life improvement / suggestion. They say, could you guys either change the on-screen symbol for damage done and damage blocked, or make one of them different colors? Both of them are currently white, and they both look a little bit similar, and it can be a little bit easy to get confused which one you're doing during an intense battle.
It's an excellent suggestion. We'll talk with the UX UI team and see about creating a better icon distinction between a shell penetrating hit versus a shell bounced hit, right? That can certainly improve the experience. So we'll get the conversation moving on that.
Next question here is audio related. They say, if voiceover volume is turned off, why do I still hear the bear and the dog?
I did not get the chance to follow up with our audio director on this. He has been PTO, so it very much might be a bug into the game. So we'll get a ticket out to QA, have them investigate, see what's the culprit of the problem, see what's going on there.
Next question is asking, do we currently have any plans to implement a server in the Latin America region?
No plans for any additional servers in any given region at this time. We stay right now. It's still just the NA and the EU.
Do you consider, or have we considered adding more skills and increase the max amount of skills which are allowed? How about giving a 5th equipment slot or a 4th consumable slot?
Okay, we'll take it one at a time. There's like a few things to mention here. Commanders, we do have ongoing ideas and brainstorming for improvements of the commanders later this year. That very well could involve the skill system at the same time. No details to share on the commander side of things, but really quick, your follow-up question in regards to adding extra slots for the equipment or consumables, that's probably a hard no. It's a huge balancing game of making sure that players can't, maximize and become well overpowered at certain capacities. The idea of, did you ever hear the kind of, I don't know the phrase of it, but limited scope means you have greater creativity.
Right.
So if you have lesser options, you have to be more careful and, specific about your options that you're picking to get the best output out of it, right?
Right, a little bit more deliberate, right?
Yeah, more deliberate, right? We don't want to move the game into a way where you can have everything all at once, all at the same time. The way we've designed the consumable and equipment system, I know equipment even used to be 3 slots only at one point, but we introduced the whole target tracker system, and that was our first try at giving players a bit of agency if they wanted to improve. If they wanted to get rid of the outlines and the target tracker information in favor of another equipment slot, that at least offered a little bit of taking in more skill at the cost of not being able to see tank outlines or enemy tanks as visible as you'd like. So there was a bit of a trade-off in that approach before. Anyway, yeah, no plans, and probably just a hard no, not making any additional slots for equipment or consumables.
Next question here is saying hello.
Hello.
I always like those. Any chance that we can review the current maps in rotation in Cold War? I've been enjoying the Halloween iteration of Prohorovka and highway. Can the standard versions be added as well?
So we do, in fact, have an active with various individuals looking at the Cold War maps in rotation, as well as their spawns. Try to find maps that make sense for the Cold War rotation, especially in the higher eras. Even in the next season, we are pulling 3 maps from Era 2 and 3 rotation. Just looking at the data itself that didn't really serve well and belong into those eras. They might return in different capacities in the future, but we felt that for now these make sense to kind of pull. But you were also asking about, Prohorovka and Highway. Can those be brought back into Cold War? Because at one point, yes, those were available in Cold War. The issues and reasoning we pulled them out was due to true vision and kind of spawn sniping, meaning players, right during the 10-second countdown, you're able to see players all the way from the other side of the map and just shoot them right at match start. Just know we still have a ticket open for that, because we know and acknowledge that those were fun maps for the players, but that was a frustrating experience to it. And we have ways that we want to implement how it could improve in certain capacities, whether it's moving spawns around or adding some more visual obstruction to avoid that true vision problem. That's just a more conversation we need to have with the art and the map level design team themselves.
Awesome. I think that about wraps it up for questions here. I see we're winding down on time. Why don't we go ahead and give our giveaways out, Mr. Bam?
Yes, I was not watching the time. I thought we had like about 10 more minutes here. Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
we have 2 active giveaways going.
Which giveaway are we choosing first?
Let's do the bat chat.
All right.
First.
So our winner for the bat chat Brask is none other than RevRod13. Congratulations, RevRod13.
Congratulations.
All right.
This next one goes out to our dog lovers out here.
Our next winner will be receiving the T-3485 Rudy and a set of dog camos, one for each environment. Our winner is Going to Die.
Going to Die.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations. You are our lucky winner today. And GG's in the chat. And thank you very much. Don't forget to keep pushing, because, by the end of Sunday, we're going to be done with the community event. Right, Bam, right?
I trust your confidence on it. Whatever community event that we ran prior to this, I know that one also wrapped up fairly quickly. So I think the players got it.
Listen, I believe. And if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and stick around. We'll go raid one of our community contributors. If you're watching elsewhere, have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you on the battlefield. Take care, everyone.
Have a great weekend. Happy St. Paddy's Day.
Happy St. Paddy's Day.